So first of all, what is drip acclimation? What is it? So drip acclimation is the process of allowing shrimp or fish or whatever new inhabitant to gradually adapt to an aquarium. This process of acclimating is usually used with more sensitive animals like shrimp, for example. Drip acclimating shrimp is a must to reduce the chance of shock or death after adding your new shrimp into their new home. So here's my new shrimp. They are so tiny and so cute, and yes, I think shrimp are cute with their big ol' eyes. Funny story actually on how I ended up buying these guys. So there's a group on Facebook for people in the aquarium hobby, and it's a local group, which means everyone in it lives near each other. So this guy posted a picture of some red cherry shrimp. The caption said that he had a bunch of these and he was selling them dirt cheap. So it caught my attention since I have some empty tanks and it is just bothering me that they're empty. So yeah, I hit him up and I asked them for a variation of colors and we set up a date to meet up in person. So in the end, I bought 12 shrimp from him. Well, actually 10, and then he threw in 2 in there for free. So that was really awesome of him. So it's 4 red, 3 blue and red, 3 blue, and 2 free black ones. So I met him in person and he gave me the shrimp. I inspected them really quick. They looked good. I gave him the money and boom, that was that. And later that night, he messaged me and said that he had stalked my Facebook profile for a bit and saw that some of you guys had posted on my wall, my YouTube channels and my videos, and that he got curious and he searched me on YouTube and found this channel. So long story short, he says that now he's a big fan and that he wants to meet up again and, you know, take a selfie and whatnot. Funny how things happen. So yeah, that was how I got these shrimp. So this is how I drip acclimated them. There's lots of ways to drip acclimate. This is just how I do it. This is the tank that they'll be going in. It's a 10-gallon tank with some wood and with a thin layer of sand and a thicker layer of dirt under the sand. And I also have some random plants in there from an outdoor plant grow out setup that I have. Except the plants are growing really fast in there and I'm running out of room. So I took some out of there and I added them in here. So this tank is not aquascaped at all whatsoever. And I got the shrimp kind of out of nowhere, so I didn't really have time to plan ahead. So maybe in the future I'll scape this. I did a big water change though before adding the shrimp, so that's why the water is all cloudy and icky, but it's clean. So the first thing I do is open up the bag, obviously, which is not an easy thing to do with long nails, by the way. Then I dumped all the contents of the bag into a thin, tall container. This one is perfect for shrimp. So shrimp are usually always transported in a small amount of Java moss because they cling onto it and it reduces stress and just helps them feel safe. So that's what that is. And there's a little buggers swimming. So here's what I have going on. This is just some airline tubing. I tied a basic knot there in the center to adjust the flow. I loosen the knot to get more flow of water and I tighten it to get less. You could also use an airline control valve instead to do that, but this works too, so yeah. So I have one end of the airline tubing submerged into the water and I secured it onto the side of the aquarium there with some tape to keep it in place. So then I simply sucked on the other end of the airline tubing to begin the siphon. So basically just let gravity do its thing here. It'll take a while for the water to make its way through the tubing, so be patient, but eventually it'll get there. And see, right there. This is perfect. Ideally, you want about 1 drop of tank water to fall into the container per second. So 1 drop per second. So then just step back and allow this to happen. It's a slow process. The shrimp were pretty calm the whole time. Okay, so once the amount of water in the container at least doubles, I take the airline tubing and place it in the tank for a moment so that I can dump out about half of the water. Ideally, you should discard any foreign water because you don't know what's in it, but I noticed a tiny shrimplet in there and I didn't want to risk accidentally dumping him out. Plus, these guys were the only inhabitants that were going into this tank and that are in there, so I wasn't really worried about cross-contamination. So afterwards, I take the bottom end of the airline tubing again and place it back over the container and begin the whole process all over again. So as you can see, the shrimp are slowly getting used to their new environment before they actually go in. That way, when they actually do go in, it won't be too much of a change too soon, and they'll have a higher chance of adjusting and thriving. So once the container fills up again for the second time, it is finally time to put the shrimp in. The entire process took about 2 hours, by the way. Okay, so again, ideally, you should net the shrimp and discard the water, and if you want to keep the moss, then you should give it a quick bleach dip. But again, there was a tiny shrimplet in there, and yeah, I just dumped everything in the container in the tank. And here they are, exploring their new home. Like look at how they swim and just, oh my god, I'm so happy with them. I can't stop looking at them, and I literally sit for hours in front of the tank just watching them do absolutely nothing. That's a big part of my day every day. Okay, you guys, here are the shrimpies, and the tank actually cleared up really nicely. I dropped in there half of an algae wafer, and they're kind of just nibbling at it right now. And I think half is just way too much. There's no way they're gonna finish that, and it's just gonna foul up the waters. So next time I'll add in less. But here's 3 of them. 2 apparently. Oh no, there's a 3rd one over here. Oh, there's a red one there. So yeah, they're all over the tank. So I am actually gonna be adding in some banana tree leaves. I'm just gonna let them float, and in a few hours they will sink down to the bottom. If you don't know about banana tree leaves, they are actually very beneficial to have in an aquarium. If you guys want, I could do a separate video all about banana tree leaves in an aquarium. Just a more informational video. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. I guess that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Say bye, shrimpies. Bye. Bye. They're cute. So believe it or not, this is actually home to a bunch of raccoons. But don't worry, they're friendly. Actually, a lot of tourists come here and feed them and take pictures with them. I'm not sure exactly when and how these guys were introduced here, but they've been here for lots and lots of years. Unfortunately, they are completely dependent on humans. They eat whenever people feed them, and even then, that's not always enough.